What is up, Raven family? Raven Powers here, and welcome back to my channel and also Raven's Review. I haven't did a review in a while since What If series, the first season of What If, and I did a review on it a while back. So I decided to do a review today on none other than Hocus Pocus 2. Oh my god, where I begin. I watched it last night. It came out midnight yesterday, and everybody, including my friends on Facebook, started watching Hocus Pocus, and I started watching it. I just renewed my subscription on Disney Plus, and I started watching Hocus Pocus 2 last night. It was good. Before I tell you all about it, if you haven't seen my full reaction of Hocus Pocus 2 trailer, please go to the right corner to click on it to watch my reaction. Now, we are going to talk about Hocus Pocus 2. Oh my god, where I begin? Beginning of the movie, they showed the three sisters, Sarah, Mary, and Winifred. They show Winifred walking through the village, pushing children, pushing people, saying, "Get out of my way," whatever. And it was good. It all started in Salem. That's where everything begins on Hocus Pocus, and that's where it's at on this film. It was so good. Then Winifred has her 16th birthday. That means she's a witch, but we'll get to that later. She went to her cottage, and two of her friends, Mary and Sarah, they celebrated her 16th birthday. They got her a spider and the gelatin. It was like all black, and they said it was stuff in it. Is goat hooves and whatever was stuff in it, but it was very, very funny. And the Reverend came, knocked on the door, speak to Winifred and her sisters, talking about if you don't marry John, you're dealing with the devil, Satan, whatever. And it was so serious for a moment, but Winifred said she wants to marry Billy. More on Billy later. And they say they share a kiss together, and Bill's like, "I don't want to be with you, you got an ugly complexion, whatever." And that makes Winifred like lose her temper and all that stuff. And it was so good, y'all. And they run through the Forbidden Forest, and that's they met the real witch, who turned into a crow or a bird, and some kind of bird, and give her very first book, the spell book that we saw in Hocus Pocus. And that's how they met, the sisters in the book. Oh, actually Winifred and her book, it's her book now. The witch gave Winifred the book and tell her happy 16th birthday. That means she became a witch and she can do spells and all kind of stuff. They went back to Salem to destroy the Reverend's house with fire and smoke spell. Fast forward on the present, that means now, well, on the movie, Salem was very different. They had a magic shop, they have school, they celebrate Halloween and all that stuff. And there's two girls went to the school, but the third one don't want to hang out with them no more because she's like too cool. She has a boyfriend who plays football, and thinks her two friends was weird on this witch stuff. They used to have a ritual where they was like little girls, but they don't do that no more one of them don't do it no more, but two of them still do, because one of them have 16th birthday, they always do a ritual in the forest and all that stuff. But the third one has a birthday party, not a birthday party, a Halloween party, but the two girls wasn't invited because they didn't invite her. And it's very sad that three friends, they don't want to hang out no more, but one of the friends is too cool for them. It was very, very sad. The main two friends, they went to the forest. They had the candle, just the candle, and they started doing a magic spell on the candle, and the candle had the black candle, but they don't know it yet. So they went to the magic shop. To visit Gilbert, who owns the shop and knows about the Sanderson sisters, and they need all these stuff for do their ritual. And so Gilbert gave them the candle, but they don't know that Gilbert gave them the real black candle. So what they did is they went to the forest and the black candle lit, and that's when the sister comes out. And no and that's when all three Sanderson sisters are back, and they popped up with the song. The song they sang was "The Witches Are Back." It's inspired by Elton John's song "The Bitch Is Back," and I think it was hilarious when they start singing that song. They never start singing the song on the first movie of Hocus Pocus, but the second one they did, and that was very surprising. Like, okay, they're very good singers. I did the original Sanderson sisters are back, and it was very cool. They started singing, and they found those two teenagers in the forest, and that's when they're gonna kill them and eat them or taking their souls and all that. But they tricked them by they going through the village of Salem, and it's a town of Salem now. It's not the village no more. So they went through town Salem. They went to Walgreens, and that's where they went to Walgreens, and they sell the youth sections on aisle 4, and as you see, it sounds like medicine, lotion, and all that stuff. And that's where they went. They trying to get away, but Mary caught to them and said, "Nah, you're not going anywhere. You're going to show us the children's souls." But they're not really children's souls in every products and all that stuff. So when they met the other three girls who dressed just like them, and they started taking selfies and all that stuff, and I think it was hilarious when they said, "Oh, we're your idols, we love you," and "Oh my God, you're the Sanderson sisters." So they started taking selfies together, and they don't know what a selfie is till they saw themselves in the phone. They said, "Oh, we look young," and then it was very, very funny. And they looking at big mirror on against the wall showed like their faces. They thought their faces were turning, like very long faces, but it wasn't. It's just the mirror, but they didn't know that. And that's when they figured out they tricked them, and then they started chasing them. And then that's when Becca's saying, "Hey, get the salt," because the salt reflects the black magic that Winifred has, because Winifred got the only magic. She's the only powerful witch out of her two sisters, but they all witches, but Winifred got the only power. So they chased them all around Walgreens. Winifred used her powers to turn the lights off and then chase Walgreens, and the girls start sprinkling the salt all over the ground. And then that's when Winifred said, "Oh, the salt reflects the magic, the witch." So they can't get out because they're trapped. And they said, "Oh, we're gonna find some rooms, so we're gonna look for the girls." So Winifred found the broom, but that was the only broom they had. So Sarah found the Swiffer, the Swiffer, mop Swiffer, and then Mary found the bots, the cleaning bots, and then that's when they use it as brooms so they could fly over town. And I think it was like pretty funny when Mary tried to fly with those bots. So it was pretty funny. And they look off the girls in town, and that's when they became the festival. But they went to the magic shop because the magic shop used to be their cottage, their home, and that's when they become the magic shop. And then the magic shop looks very different from their home, and that's where they found the two girls, trapped them in the basement, down the basement, and that's when they met Gilbert. Gilbert got the book, and then Winifred has put a spell on him to help the sisters find the head of a lover, and the blood of the enemy, all the ingredients they need to cast the spell to get more powers, so they can find the mayor, but a descendant of the Reverend. So it was, very scary in the middle, like, okay, then they've got the book and spells and all that stuff, and that's when the book's like, I'm not gonna do this spell for you. So she cast a spell on the book and put the book on the shelf and said, you don't go when I call you. So they went off and find the mayor. That's when they stumble on the festival, and one of the security guards say, hey, you're the Sanderson sisters. They say, yeah, you looking for the stage? And Winifred like, of course, yes. So show us the stage so we can do some more magic with the town folk or whatever. So they went on stage, and the stage, they had a contest to as the Sanderson sisters look-alike. So they got like all kind of costumes, so they trying to look like the Sanderson sisters. I think it was like that pretty funny because so they anticipate somehow, think they're gonna win, but they didn't win. It was the other Sanderson sisters, and that's when Winifred said, enough of this, get off of my stage, get off, and that's what they do, bewitch on everybody in town to find the mayor and the mayor's daughter. And it was very, very fun. The very end, actually the middle of the festival, Gilbert went to the graveyard and found the head of a lover. That's Billy. I was so excited that Billy came back, the original Billy. So I was very, very excited about it. It was very funny that Billy trying to tell Gilbert, I'm a good zombie, I'm not going to eat your brains, and that's what Gilbert thinks, but Billy is not like that, so even though he's a zombie, he's not going to eat your brains or whatever. So they said, I'm trying to kill them, so you gotta help me. But he didn't tell Billy that I'm helping them to get all the ingredients to make Winifred and the witch more powerful, so they can destroy everybody in Salem. And so Billy like, okay, I'll help you to kill them, so they be gone for good, and I can get my rest because I haven't went to sleep. They didn't put me to sleep, etc. And in the middle of the movie, they did tell Gilbert's like, you was there that night in 1993 that you helped those two kids except the witches and whatever. So it was very cool. They did flashback. They also did a flashback of Emily, the little girl who died because the witches took her soul and make them look younger. So that was pretty cool. They did that. They did like flashbacks when they did in 1993 flashbacks and all that stuff. So I think it was pretty cool. At the very end of the movie, the girl Rebecca, not Becky, she found out she became a witch because it was her 16th birthday. So she found out she's really a witch because she's into the magic and witches and all that stuff. And in the book, decided to help her to defeat the Sanderson sisters. And the one thing Winifred did not read is the warning. They say you lost something valuable to you. That's it. She didn't know that she's gonna lose her sisters, and it was so sad. And then Winifred wants to be with her sisters. She wants her sisters back, but it was impossible. So the book decided to help Winifred to reunite with her sisters, and it worked. And the sad part is the book even cried. That was the very sad part. I was like, oh my God. But the sad part is the Sanderson sisters disappearing, including Winifred. Then the book started crying. It was very, very sad. Then Billy, he decided to, and Billy finally got the rest that he wanted. It's the eternal rest, and he finally got that. And that's the end of the movie. Three friends are back together, and they started walking like the Sanderson sisters on the very end of the movie. But the real ending of the movie is the cat. That's Emily's brother. I just found out who the cat was. It was Emily's brother. He's in the magic shop, and all of a sudden you'll see a box that say BF Candles 2. So I guess, is that a hint that we're gonna get Hocus Pocus 3? We don't know yet, but I recommend watching this movie. This movie is very, very funny and very good. I recommend watching it if you have Disney Plus. Please watch this. It's very, very good and funny. That is all the review that I have for you today. So if you like this review, please give it a big thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel. Turn on notification bell so you won't miss any of my upcoming reviews and other content. Enjoy the Raven family. This is Raven, and I will see y'all next time for another edition of Raven's Reviews. Goodbye, everybody.